members of the Dissertation Council, reviewers, and the guests. Today, we are holding a meeting of the Dissertation Council for the defense of a PhD dissertation in the field of 8D 032, Journalism and Information, under the educational programs 6D 050400, 8D 03201, Journalism, 8D 03202, Media and Communications, 8D 03203, International Journalism. The Dissertation Council was established based on the decision of the Academic Council of the University and was approved by the Chair of the Board, Rector of Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, Order number 235, dated September 13, 2024. Let me introduce the permanent members of the Dissertation Council: Chair Karlgana Kspevna Musaeva, candidate of Philological Sciences, Associate Professor of the Faculty of Journalism at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. Deputy Chair Serdalı Bekjibek Kenjebekulu, candidate of Philological Science, Associate Professor, Professor at Ahmet Yasavi University. Foreign Scholar or Foreign Professor Ilya Anatolievich Bykov, Doctor of Political Sciences, Professor at St. Petersburg State University from Russia. And Academic Secretary Leila Yurievna Mirzoeva, Doctor of Philological Sciences, Associate Professor at Süleyman Demirel University. And also we have temporary members of the Dissertation Council: Ertay Sultan, PhD, Vice Rector for Research and Innovation, Abay Kazakh National Pedagogical University, Almaty, Kazakhstan. Rafiz Abazov, PhD, Vice Rector for International Relations and Strategic Development, Kazakh National Agrarian Research University, Almaty, Kazakhstan. Nursaulin Maksutovna Rsaliyeva, candidate of Philological Sciences, leading researcher of the Terminology Center, Institute of Linguistics, named Ahmet Baytursunova, Almaty, Kazakhstan. Also, we have official reviewers: Madina Kabulovna Abayeva, candidate of Philological Sciences, Associate Professor, Head of Department of Psycholinguistics, Institute of Linguistics, named Ahmet Baytursunova, Almaty, Kazakhstan. Elira Umirbekova Turdubayeva, PhD, Fulbright Scholar, School of Communication, University of Miami, Florida, USA. I think a quorum is present for holding the meeting. All members of the council are in attendance. Dear colleagues, in accordance with the defense regulations, please, during the thesis defense, keep your camera on. And let me introduce announce the agenda for today's thesis defense. Defense of dissertation by doctoral candidate Aytulkunberk Ashimova, submitted for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy under the educational program AD 03202, Media and Communications at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. The title of the dissertation thesis: Artificial Intelligence as an Instrument of Political Communication, Application under Global Forecasting. The dissertation was completed at the Department of Print and Electronic Media of Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, and the work is presented in English. Let me introduce the scientific advisors: Gulmira Sultanbayeva Sirkpaykiza, Doctor of Political Sciences, Professor, Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, Almaty, Kazakhstan. The foreign advisor, Go Shunshi Steve, PhD, Professor, Hong Kong Baptist University, Hong Kong, China. I think we shall now proceed to approve the agenda. Please, who is in favor of the agenda? Okay. Who is against? No. Okay. Who is abstained? No. So the agenda is unanimously approved by all members of the Dissertation Council. So let's go to the main part of the meeting and to read out the documents from the personal file of Aytulkunberk Ashimova. The floor is given to the Academic Secretary, Leila Yurievna Mirzoeva. Юрьевна, yours.
Thank you very much, Pavlova Spekovna. Dear committee members, dear colleagues, let me introduce PhD student, the candidate, Ashimova Aykofon Berkova. Her educational background is Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. Now she is a PhD candidate in media communications, and she studied here at Faculty of Journalism. Before that, she studied at Yonsei University Global School of International Studies, where she got her master's degree in international trade and economic development graduation, development graduation date 2017. It took place in Seoul, South Korea. Also, she graduated from Beijing Language and Culture University, where she got her bachelor degree in economics and Chinese language. It took place in 2014 in Beijing, China. About her professional experience, she's the head of bureau in the Department of International Cooperation at Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. Also, let me tell you about her occupation now. Now she works for Turan University as well. For department of journalism and translation studies, and also for business school of Turan University. Also about her achievements, we can tell that she took part and managed some international events, like for instance, conference, international symposium of titled Cooperation in Higher Education and Industrial Integration. Also, International Scientific and Practical Forum on Artificial Intelligence in the Media Space, Problems and Prospects last year. Also, about her academic internship, we can tell that it took place at Lomonosov Moscow State University, Faculty of Journalism, Department of New Media, in 2022, and also in Japan, University of Tsukuba, 2020. About her scientific publication, it is necessary to point out that 13 scientific papers were published in total, and the main information about the thesis is represented in 13 publications, such as 2 scientific papers in journals included into Scopus database. Both of them have the percentile over 35. Also 6 scientific papers in journals recommended by Science and Higher Education Quality Assurance Committee of the Ministry of Science and Higher Education of the Republic of Kazakhstan, and also several papers in international journals and conference proceedings. There are the following documents in the personal. There are the following documents. Which are required by our committee, like the application form about the acceptance of the thesis and recommendation for the defense. Also, the reviews from external and internal scientific supervisors. Also, the recommendation from the chair. Also, we have here the review and abstracts in 3 languages, Kazakh, English, and Russian. Also, the list of scientific papers. Also, the personal data and extracts from orders approving the thesis topic and scientific supervisors, as well as on admission to the defense, transcript, and also the necessary paper from local ethical commission. So we have all the necessary documents in accordance with the requirements of our Ministry of Education. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Liliana. Dear colleagues, are there any questions for the academic secretary or the candidate? No. If there are no questions, the floor is given to the candidate. I open the possession. I open time limit 20 minutes. Please respect the time limit.
Now, let me start. Dear members of Academic Council, esteemed colleagues and guests, today my name is Aitok Nashimova, and today I'm honored to present the main findings of PhD dissertation titled Artificial Intelligence and as an Instrument of Political Communication, Application, and Global Forecasting. Next slide, please. Here you can see the relevance of the study. Since the choice of this dissertation topic in 2019, there have been many important milestones in the field of artificial intelligence, such as the introduction of GPT models in 2020, launch of image generation model DALL-E in 2022, adoption of the concept of development of international intelligence for 2024-2029 by the Kazakhstani government last year, and the passing of the law on AI on May 14th this year, the first of its kind in Central Asia. These dynamic changes only emphasize the growing importance and urgency of studying AI's impact on political communication today. Artificial intelligence is changing the way political leaders communicate with people. It affects how political messages are made, shared, and personalized, which has a big impact on democracy, public opinion, and how governments work. In Kazakhstan, digital progress is a national priority. While AI is a hot topic around the world, there is not enough research on how it affects political communication in regions like Central Asia. The study aims to help fill that gap and offer useful ideas for government officials, researchers, and media professionals. On the next slide, you can see the aim and task of the study. The aim of the study is to analyze the impact of AI technologies on political communication in the context of digitalization, with special emphasis on Kazakhstan, and to forecast trends in political communication processes driven by AI. From this aim follows a task presented on the slide. Next is scientific novelty. The scientific novelty of the dissertation lies in several contributions. First, it bridges political communication theories with new AI technologies, proposing a forecasting model for AI's future in political process. It explores how AI transforms political communication models from linear to interactive and transactional. It provides empirical data from Kazakhstan in regions often overlooked in research. And it offers new frameworks for analyzing AI's impact on media, politics, and public opinion. This contribution fills an important research gap both regionally and globally. If we look at my dissertation, at our dissertation structure, the research work is structured into three main parts. Chapter 1 examines the global impact of AI on political communication, media, and governance, and presents a theoretical framework for understanding AI's political role. Chapter 2 analyzes AI's integration into modern political communication, focusing on digitalization, new communication tools, and computational propaganda. And Chapter 3 presents an in-depth analysis of AI developments in Kazakhstan, proposes a global forecasting model, and discusses results from my expert survey on AI perception in political communication. If we talk about research methodology employs both qualitative and quantitative methods. On the qualitative side, of course, there is a theoretical analysis of AI's development and its application in political communication. On the quantitative side, it includes an anonymous online expert survey, including media experts, journalists, and political scientists and data scientists. The survey used purposive and snowball sampling and was analyzed with descriptive and statistical methods in SPSS. Additionally, the work applied a combined SWOT and test analysis to assess Kazakhstan's AI development context and use a forecasting model based on historical periodization to predict future trends in AI-driven political communication. If we talk about results of the study, first is evolution of political communication and AI. Political communication grew alongside technology and became its own academic field by the late 20th century. Today, AI based on ideas from cognitive science is changing how media and politics work using tools like natural language processing and machine learning. Digital platforms have changed political communication by breaking down traditional media control, allowing individuals to take part directly. However, this shift has also led to problems like fake news and echo chambers. AI and media content creation. AI-powered digital tools have changed traditional communication by breaking audiences into smaller groups and allowing content to be created automatically using technologies like natural language generation and large language models. Today, semi-automated journalism, where AI supports human journalists, is widely used around the world, including in Kazakhstan. AI's future in media focus phases: first technology, then content, then advertisement as content. It is moving from content creation toward personalized AI-driven political messaging. If we talk about AI in international relations, in this sphere, different theories see AI in different ways. Realists view it as a weapon, liberals see it as a tool for non-state actors, and constructivists focus on how it shapes a country's identity. At the national level, countries compete to develop AI for political and economic power. At the global level, there is growing cooperation on AI safety, such as facial declaration. And AI in digital propaganda. AI has made it possible to run digital propaganda using bots, algorithms, and targeted political ads tailored to specific audience to shape their opinions. By using data mining and AI tools to profile users and automate messages, digital propaganda has become a powerful way to influence political agendas and public opinion. On this slide, you can see my combined and simplified results of combined SWOT and test analysis. To better understand the progress and future of AI in Kazakhstan, we use a combination of SWOT and test analysis. These tools help us look at both internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as external political, economic, social, and technological factors. Kazakhstan has a strong government support and fast-growing IT market. However, challenges like limited R&D funding, public corruption, and regional digital inequality still exist. To fully unlock potential of AI, we need cooperation between the government, private sector, and the public. The state should invest in infrastructure and support local AI development. This is results of my SWOT and test analysis, which are more detailed, of course, in my work. Next slide. I would like to talk about the different communication models. AI is rapidly changing political communication by turning traditional one-way messaging into interactive two-way conversations with active audience participation. In the past, political communication followed a linear model that you can see here, where information flowed from political actors to a passive audience through major media outlets. These media acted as gatekeepers, controlling what topics reached the public and limiting audience feedback. This model is based on Maslow's communication model because it features unidirectional information flow. However, the model also includes limited characteristics of interactive communication models typical to Wesley and MacLean's model, such as gatekeeping in form of media outlets and a very limited feedback from the audience. Today, AI and digital technologies are shifting toward more interactive and transactional models where audience engage directly and content creation is more dynamic, which you can see on the next slide. So here is presented the interactive model of communication. With digital platforms, the interactive model of communication has emerged. This model removes barriers in mass communication, allowing everyone, individual creators, politicians, media, and the public to freely participate in public conversations. Communication is no longer one way, but involves an active engagement from all sides. The first linear model clearly separates communicators and audience because traditional media act as gatekeepers, blocking direct access. In the second interactive model, everyone shares the same digital space with no barriers. This model is similar to Schramm's communication model, which focuses on two active participants. But here, many actors communicate at the same time, making the process more open and dynamic. The third one is the transactional model of communication. The transactional model uses multiple AI systems to create, share, and analyze content in continuous loop based on true data. Unlike traditional top-down communication, this model allows both senders and receivers to actively take part in the conversation. AI plays a key role by processing data, generating content, and responding to feedback, making political communication more interactive and personalized. In the mid-1960s, Frank Duns created a transactional model of communication, which shows communication as an upward expanding spiral that grows more complex over time. Even though this model looks different and maybe more complicated from dance model, it is based on the similar transactional concept. To substantiate the proposed models of interactive and transactional models in political communication, the author conducted an anonymous survey on the practice of using AI and its influence on political communication. In sociological research, this method is used to predict developing of particular phenomena. Respondents participating in the study are experts with deep knowledge of the processes. For this study, we conducted an anonymous online expert survey among 84 participants, achieving a strong response rate of 76.4%. We used purposive and snowballing sampling to select experts in the field. The data was analyzed using descriptives and analytical statistics in IBM SPSS, including Spearman's rank correlation with significance level of 0.05. Our main hypothesis were that frequent AI users and those interested in AI content would have more positive views about AI's roles in political decision making. The results supported these ideas. There was a weak but significant positive correlation between AI use and support for AI in politics, and moderate and stronger correlation between interest in AI content and support for AI in politics. As you can see from the slide, all the numbers presented there. We also found additional links showing that frequent AI users tend to view social media algorithms more positively and show greater interest in AI content. Conclusions. Main conclusions include: first, political communication is moving from a linear model to an interactive and transactional one under the influence of AI. Second, AI is transforming political processes, creating individualized political communication. Third, in Kazakhstan, the development of AI is stimulated by the state, but is constrained by a number of problems: corruption, lack of personnel, weak R&D funding. And fourth, the expert study revealed a weak positive correlation between frequency of AI use and support for its involvement in politics. Here, rho is equal to 0.261 and P is less than 0.05. A moderate strong positive relations between interest in AI content and support for AI in politics. Rho is almost 0.464 and P is equal to 0. The development models can be used to predict the development of political communication and formation of strategies in media and politics. If we talk about contributions, next slide, please. This study fills an important research gap by exploring AI's role in political communication both in Kazakhstan and worldwide. It offers useful models and tools like SWOT and PES analysis and other tools to better understand AI's impact on media, politics, and international relations. The findings have practical value for governments, media organizations, think tanks, and academic programs in journalism and communication. Finally, study provides a framework to predict future trends in political communication influenced by AI, helping shareholders prepare for new challenges and opportunities ahead. Dear esteemed colleagues, dear members of Academic Council, the report is finished. Thank you for your attention. And I would like to add just 2 sentences that I'm very grateful for my time as a doctorate student. This was a great opportunity for me to learn and research the topics that I'm very deeply passionate about. And for that, I'm very grateful for all my colleagues and the university. Thank you.
Thank you, Aytolkun Birkızı. So, any questions for the candidate? All the members of the dissertation council may ask questions.
Hey everyone, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Sorry for being late. Traffic jam is in Almaty is horrible lately. I'll be in there in a couple of minutes. My question is about the AI tools. Yeah, I think the topic is very relevant, first of all. And my question is about integration of electronic government. Right now, Kazakhstan is on this platform, eGov, yes, and there are a lot of collaboration of tools of collaboration of eGov with AI. So, is there any is there any research in this area?
So I would like to thank you for the interesting question. The topic of government technologies, what we call GovTech, yes, similar to FinTech, is studied usually in the market research. Yes, different white papers of the companies, but there is actually a lack of academic research. This topic is thoroughly analyzed in the part of SWOT and PEST analysis, where I put the integration of government technologies and e-government in Kazakhstan to the strengths of technological and political aspects, and as an evidence of the strong government support that the digitalization, not only AI, but like all ubiquitous digitalization become the national priority in Kazakhstan. That is why actually one of the reasons why I used SWOT and PEST analysis in this part of my research is I did not only wanted to show and like write down the list of all the government differences of like the new processes in Kazakhstan, but I wanted to use it as because these processes, there are so many of them, and if we just list them, they become very dated. That is why I use them. I analyze them using like SWOT and PEST, the combined SWOT and PEST analysis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question for you, Aytulkun. What ethical and legal challenges arise from the use of AI in political campaigns, and how are these regulated in different countries? Based on your research, there are specific recommendations for Kazakhstan on the personal data protection or algorithm transparency and the combating disinformation. And the second question is about what global trends are the future scenarios forecasted regarding to use of AI for political purposes, including both positive and destructive potentials, and what is the role of media in this process? And there are any specific international studies? Yes.
Thank you. With this, in order to study these processes, I studied many cases, not only during the AI, but from the beginning of digitalization. Because before there was AI, there were digital technologies and social media, and there are many. So the problems that AI brings, they are not unique, but they are amplified by new digital and AI tools. For example, the problems of echo chambers. The problem of echo chamber, because of the so they used to there is a ubiquitous problem in social media, but because of algorithmic content delivery and algorithmic content creation with bots, the problem of echo chamber is amplifying more and more. And actually, creation of echo chambers is one of the tactics used very often in computational propaganda. So if you believe in one question, if the audience believes in one question, if they search it at least once, you will get more similar content. Usually, and the most important thing is, if before this content was created by people, yes, right now this content can be created so easily by ChatGPT and different bots. So let's say like very simple example. If we are interested, you can see it every day yourself, that if you're interested in one topic, or your family member is interested in one topic, let's say political elections or Trump, or then if you watch one video, you will get 10 recommendations. And your usually audience has this idea that everybody, since they're receiving this content, everybody is receiving this content, and they live in this echo chamber of like similar news and similar feedback. So most importantly, because we have AI bots that can before AI bots only could deliver certain content, but now bots can communicate with with people directly. They can respond to your messages, they can ask questions, and they can actually direct conversations in the way that they are programmed to. And this also exacerbates this problem. Another problem is the ease of creation fake news and misinformation. Because if before we needed people to actually spend time on, for example, forging photos, forging documents, now it can be done in just a few seconds using programs like DALL-E. But And one of the most interesting cases that I actually documented in my dissertation work is leakage of national security documents that happened 2 years ago in America. There was a personnel in a national security base, and he was talking to his friends on Discord. This is a social media site where he was bragging about working at this difficult, high security place. The person took the photos of the documents, and then it was spread so fast from all over the internet. And unfortunately, that person is in jail now. So this, the way, the ease of distributing information is unprecedented in human history. So, for example, right now we know that my this academic council sitting is being broadcast on YouTube, and it can be using different AI tools. We can forge and change this video actually in real time. But at the same time, it means because of if we use these AI tools, if we talk about the positive side, we can use this ease of information, ease of content creation, and ease of information distribution to the positive side. It can be used for spreading good information, positive information. It can be used for spreading educational information, and for actually using to disrupt this digital inequality between different regions. Because of this, I am fortunate to study and learn languages and read lots of academic journals in different languages. But also the digital technologies really help me to translate with ease and understand lots of papers in different languages. For example, one of the papers that I used in my dissertation research was the white paper done by the German government on digitalization and the fourth digital revolution. And I use it using the technologies of translation. So this is a very small example that can show that digital tools, and especially AI, can be used for good as well. Well, if we talk about different academic research that was done in this field, my dissertation work presents over 236 sources. There were many more of them, but unfortunately, most of the research on AI is on technological side. So we can see lots of strong quantitative data, yes, of how people use it, how much they use it, and how it is being developed, yes, by different companies such as OpenAI or Meta. But there is not enough qualitative data and not enough social research. Of course, there are some social research being done right now, but from the beginning, from 2019 till now, I can still feel that there is a lack of this humanitarian knowledge about the subject. That is why I'm very glad that I chosen this topic.
Okay, thank you.
You mentioned that he is in jail now. That is because of that action.
Yes.
Are there any questions, please, Dr. Agas?
Thank you very much for very interesting presentation, and I believe we could see a lot of novelty in this research, because I don't know any other dissertations on this topic. I didn't see any deep research in the context of Kazakhstan. Outside Kazakhstan, you can find some, but in the context of Kazakhstan, it's the first, I would claim. So I have a question. I'm just curious, because you're talking about global trends and global development, global challenges, and trends in Kazakhstan and challenges in Kazakhstan. My question is, what are the main opportunities and challenges for Kazakhstan faces or will face in implementing national AI strategies? We know AI Santa in political communication, and how do these changes comparable and different from global changes?
So thank you for the question. Writing this dissertation was really like racing with the wind, actually, because there were so many changes.
Yes.
And but the main trends that I can see from Kazakhstan side is we are very open for different new digital developments. We were very one of these cases that I explored thoroughly with the concept of the program of Digital Kazakhstan, But also there's last year, and I'm happy that I included this in my dissertation, is a concept of AI development for the years of 2024 to 2019. That includes, for example, the first national supercomputer. One is actually at our university right now, and having over 80,000 new specialists specializing in AI. And as I mentioned, another global trend and very interesting national trend is last month we passed a law on AI, and we actually being in front of the trends. So this is the first law of this kind in all Central Asia, and actually in, let's say, in this region that includes Russia and other, like not only Central Asia. And we are the third or the first country to do that, because for example, in Britain and US, they still talking about different this legislation. So this kind of legal national openness for digitalization shows that gives opportunities for countries, for developing nations, to actually be on the same speed as developed nations. And we also have a very strong and open IT market. So that shows the growth, the big growth, and the one of the opportunities to further develop AI integration in daily life is, of course, GovTech, government technologies, fintech. There are many interesting projects in medtech and development of smart cities. If we talk about globally and different global strategies, of course, we can see the different national strategy of AI development in China. That is one of the priorities of their nation, and it shows very interesting developments. For example, this year, they have their own AI model called DeepSeek. Yes, that is huge, deep, a great success, and can be on par with the models of OpenAI. And they have a very interesting approach. So if we look at Western countries, especially US, they invest in heavy, very expensive AI models. But China, because of different political constraints, they invest and they try to make the AI models that are very easy and cheap to train, which could be one of the pathways for Kazakhstan. Since we don't have many big technological corporations, we still can work on open source models and develop them. And what is great, what is happening in Kazakhstan is development of Kazakh language large language models that was being developed at Nazarbayev University and at our university too. So I think one of the priorities should be developing locally used large language models that will be based on Kazakh language.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions here, please?
Yeah, I have one more question. First of all, Aytolkun Berkızı, thank you very much for your clear and concise presentation. The question is about probably kinds of manipulation. Do any kinds of manipulation presupposed by the use of AI?
Yes,
Thank you.
This question is a little bit complex to answer, and in order to do that, I made the third communication model that I call transactional communication model, which is in circular shape. So what the trend shows that in the future, because we have a dynamic and two-way active interactive system, it is very easy to manipulate information, because the more and more information that we are consuming now as an audience is actually a synthetic media. Yes, media that is done by AI, the scripts that are written by ChatGPT, videos that are done by DALL-E, and now we can create music and sounds. And because these algorithmic constraints and models that show us, if we start watching more AI-based content, the more content will be delivered to us. And because of that, it is we do not. Let's look at this in comparison with analog media and digital media. Analog media, we always can buy a newspaper, and we have to open and search ourselves for the information. But nowadays, because of digital platforms and digital media is delivered to us, so we are becoming. So there is a habit of just consuming information presented to us, but there is also a negative trend of consuming, of not searching for information ourselves.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We have another question, Ilyana Tolev, online. Please.
Good morning, everyone. I hope sound is okay. And I have a theoretical question about your model, because both in your presentation and your dissertation, there are figures with your development of your model, interactive communication model, and there we can find traditional media, but no social media, which is, well, I found very well interesting because and platforms you mentioned already just a few seconds ago. So how can you explain that there is no social media and digital platforms in your model? And the second question, following question, is about public, and you state that this active audience, but from my point of view, I think that it depends on political regime and the public sphere, which is public active or not active. It's not so simple. I'm asking this second question because I wrote my PhD dissertation about internet as a tool of political communication in 2005. And in that time, there was the same question about is the public becoming more active or less active? And I found that it's possible. There are two possibilities to make public more active or less active, because this is a tool. This is an instrument could use in both ways. So how can you answer my two questions? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. I'm very glad that the question is about the communication models. So, of course, like the first model is based on Laswell's models, and it's very straightforward. And the transactional and interactive models, they have many questions. There can be some questions, but I didn't include social media and digital platforms as a participant of the political discussions or political discourse. So for me, if I should have explained it a little bit more, but if the second model is it is round, and most of the communication is happening on digital platforms. So traditional media is becoming, if before traditional media was a gatekeeper of information, now traditional media become the participant. Yes, on the same level as an audience, on the same level as different political figures in the political discourse. And the third model is also like everything that is happening, and the model is showing is happening on digital platforms and digital space, together with integration of different AI tools. If we talk about the passive and active audience, my research shows that the audience used to be passive, especially during 20th century when the traditional media was prevalent, because they had very limited feedback opportunities. And usually the feedback that the audience could give was to the gatekeepers themselves, yes, in the forms of feedback, letters, maybe calls. But with the prevalence of different digital tools, nowadays the audience has an opportunity to state their ideas very clearly and directly to the shareholders and stakeholders of different political campaigns. So any person can create a video, not only deepfake, but only sincere video, and given the modern trends of users searching other users, they are becoming the more active, actively content creating audience. The example that I use in my dissertation is I compare different numbers of politicians. For example, how many people are actually following Instagram page of our president Tokayev, and how many people are following the page or Instagram page, or actually is subscribed to the biggest newspaper, in Kazakhstan, Egina Kazakhstan. And it shows actually that if we talk about the number of followers and number of people who are subscription, then Tokayev has like 4 or 5 times more followers than Egina Kazakhstan, which is one of the trends of digital age.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions? I think it is enough. Yeah.
No, I have several here, please.
Yeah.
I have some questions.
Oh, you have so,
Yeah.
yeah, please.
I open. My questions are, have any dissertation been defended until now, like yours? Okay.
You mean artificial intelligence in
Yeah,
media?
concerning the artificial intelligence and
Jonas.
yeah. I would like to hear the names of some researchers on this field. Okay. That's the first question. The second question is, so what useful information, very useful information, would you offer to those AI users throughout the world by addressing, hey guys, I have this sort of statement, I claim this sort of statement, very interesting statement, okay? Yeah, what information, what statement would you highlight to for all AI users throughout the world in the result of your research? Well, next question, or shall we wait for your answers?
Yes, I think
Okay,
I will
Okay,
forget the
a
question.
couple of questions remain.
Okay, thank you.
So the first question, this exact topic was not defended before in Kazakhstan, and to my knowledge, still in other countries as well. But there was a very interesting research by South African scholars, Marvala, and he is referenced in my work. He studied different like AI through the different international relations theories. So he said, particularly, he studied international relations through the lens of realism. And you can see, like in my dissertation research, I actually quote him and show his very interesting concept of studying how one country, yes, how to assess which country is stronger based on how much AI they use. Another interesting study that I use a lot is actually the political actors in digital space done by a researcher in Moscow, in Russia, Devetkova, and I reference her a few times. In Kazakhstan, we had one dissertation work on political communication. Is actually by my scientific supervisor, Gulmira Serpayevna, and I took a torch from her and studied political communication with AI. So because I choose my dissertation topic very early for AI in 2000. In the end of 2018 and this beginning of 2019, my work is actually maybe the first being defended on the PhD level in Kazakhstan. I know there are lots of studies looked at AI from different perspective, from a philosophical perspective, and there are many technical works. But as I stated before, there are not many humanitarian research in this field that includes AI and AI's perceptions and different communication models. And my models are actually the first that I'm proposing using different AI that integrate different AI-driven tools. Next thing, the thing that I would say to scholars is, of course, because I started my research and then ChatGPT appeared, and because DeepSeek appeared, I tried to use it to bounce some ideas, to look because I was afraid that whatever I'm writing and whatever I'm working on is not smart enough. Yes, I was afraid that my research is that I'm not smart in comparison to AI because ChatGPT studied full Wikipedia. It started over 40 billion documents. And when I start talking about my research with AI, it had some ideas, but none of them was to propose a new model or to be more creative. That is why my advice to other researchers would be AI can maybe it can phrase and like find a beautiful word. Yes, it can rephrase us, paraphrase us. But when we talk about actual creativity, it still is based on the human knowledge, but it is unfortunately, and I hope it will be soon, but unfortunately at the time it cannot create very new transformative ideas. That is why it is very dangerous for young, especially scholars like me who are just starting to use AI, because it can actually, the more use of AI can stunt your growth creatively. Third question.
The next question is very concerning for myself, for example, as a language researcher. Here are some hypotheses that in the nearest future, due to AI, language researchers like me, like us, remain unnecessary for the society. So how much this
this dissertation that you say, I think is actually already the third different dissertation. The first one I started, and the first and second was more focused on AI and history of AI itself, because for me it was a new topic. I really wanted. Here you can see the less of history actually, but my research shows that the concept of artificial intelligence appeared in 1956 at the Dartmouth conference. And from that time, there were so many times in 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s, where lots of scholars said that AI is going to be smarter than us, yes, and we're going to be obsolete. In 50s, they said that we will not need to work. Nobody needs to work. The robots will be everywhere, because they thought that AI is going to be robots. Now everybody says that all the creative professions, yes, designers, writers, scholars, are going to be obsolete. But we need to understand that all AI models are based on human knowledge that is produced till now. Yes, and it cannot create new knowledge itself. It can only give us what is already been done. And there is a trend of protecting data and protecting artist creations, and especially in creating and protecting people, writers, designers, and artists, so their work will not be used for AI, because it can look at it and make something similar. But again, because right now the models lack the creativity, we are safe.
Okay.
We are safe as researchers, as creators, and as creative people.
For how long?
The question it was remains. So I told him how much AI was useful for you in this particular work.
Well, since this is the third version of my work, and the first versions were like not read, I didn't use, at the time there was not ChatGPT. It helped me to do my presentation. So we were talking, it helped me with different, with the design and what should I put first. And like always giving me advice. For example, it showed me like in the end, it said like the AI, that you need to add scientific contribution, yes, of your work. But during the writing, actually, whenever I asked something of AI, it really actually was a barrier to me, because sometimes it gives me an idea and I go follow that path. Yes, and then only after some time I see that it was wrong. So I think consulting sometimes, when you have the already ready work and helping this work to summarize, maybe to structurize it differently, or make a presentation of your work, AI is a great tool. It can really save time and help with the design. But with the creation of new work, it is not so.
Okay, thank you. I think it is enough. Yeah, so you can please have a seat. I don't forget for the. Let's move to the scientific advisors feedback. So University of Tambayeva, the local advisor of faculty work, Doctor of Political Sciences, Professor at Sarayeva National University. Please give me right to question for his yours. Please make it shorter. Yeah, because-
мүшелері осындағы шығарманың өзім жетекші ретінде пікірімді дайындап алып келдім рұқсат берсеңіздер.
In English, please.
Dear members of the dissertation committee, it's my pleasure to present a review of the doctoral dissertation by Tulpan Verikina Ashimova, titled Artificial Intelligence as a Tool of Political Communication, Application and Global Forecasting, submitted under the educational program Media and Communication. This research addresses one of the most urgent and promising areas for modern scholarship, the influence of artificial intelligence on political communication. The candidate offers a comprehensive interdisciplinary study of novel AI transformation, the interaction between government, media, and society. The work outlines philosophical, historical analysis, expert interviews, content analysis, as well as road and test frameworks. Special attention is given to the Kazakhstan context, making this vast in-depth systematization of national experience in political digitalization and AI governance. Among the key contributions, a predictive model of political communication in the AI era, a rich empirical base based on expert data and case studies from both Kazakhstan on the international sphere. The dissertation skillfully combines theoretical depth and practical relevance. It offers meaningful insights and tools for digital policy, information security, and communication strategies in governance. I would like to emphasize the high level of academic activity, analytical thinking, and independence democratized by the doctoral candidate. This work represents a significant step developing a new scholarly direction in Kazakhstan at the intersection of political science, media, and digital technologies. The dissertation fully meets the requirements for a PhD level study. I strongly recommend it for reference and support the awarding of the PhD degree. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Professor. The next foreign scientific advisor, Professor Steve, PhD professor from Southeast University, is absent. So his review will be read by the academic secretary, Lilian Nergisova.
Thank you very much. Karlovana Spekovna. Dear committee members, let me familiarize you with the content of this review done by external supervisor. So first of all, Steve Gould stresses that the dissertation provides a robust historical overview of artificial intelligence, tracing philosophical underpinnings and scientific development with commendable depth. The review is particularly strong in its emphasis on logic, computation, and probability as foundational elements of AI methodology. Also, it is pointed out here that by embedding AI within the domain of political communication, the dissertation successfully situates itself within a highly relevant and contemporary scholarly discourse. Analysis, as it is stressed here, reflects current global concerns regarding digitalization, the transformation of information ecosystems, and the role of emerging technologies in shaping public discourse. The focus of AI as both a tool for public diplomacy and an instrument of computational propaganda is particularly timely. This framing allows the story to contribute meaningfully to international debates on media ethics, information manipulation, and democratic governance. One of the dissertation major strengths, as it is stated by Seeger, lies in its original contribution to the underexplored context of Central Asia, specifically Kazakhstan. This regional focus fills an important gap in global literature when such national case studies remain scarce. The discussion of Kazakhstan's AI policy, digital strategies, and legal reforms, including the introduction of concepts like national AI platform, adds valuable empirical insights and highlights the country's ambition to participate actively in the fourth industrial revolution. Scientific supervisor pays special attention to the methodology. It is stated here that through historical and philosophical analysis, SWOT and PASS frameworks, and a carefully constructed expert survey, the author has produced a well-rounded and data-supported study. The survey, based on purposive and snowball sampling, is competently analyzed using statistical tools. For example, Spearman's correlation, leading to credible insights into how AI is perceived in Kazakhstan's media and political environments. The integration of qualitative and quantitative methods strengthens the study's conclusion. Ms. Ashimova's dissertation makes important theoretical and practical contribution. The dissertation is logically structured, clearly written, and well documented. It effectively integrates academic sources across disciplines and regions, reflecting both global scholarship and localized analysis. The structure comprising an introduction, 3 comprehensive chapters, a conclusion, and supporting materials supports the coherence and clarity of the overall argument. In conclusion, the supervisor says this dissertation reflects a high level of academic integrity, originality, and interdisciplinary engagement. It successfully bridged theoretical exploration and applied analysis, and its position in Kazakhstan within global conversation on artificial intelligence and political transformation. The work is not only deserving of a positive assessment, but also of publication and wider academic dissemination. Steve Gur says that he fully supports the candidate's submission of this dissertation for defense and strongly recommends the conferral of the Doctor of Philosophy or PhD degree.
Thank you
for your
Liliana
attention.
Yuryevna. We now proceed to the official discussion. The floor is given to review Madina Kabulovna Abayeva, candidate of Philological Sciences, Associate Professor, Head of the Department of Psycholinguistics, Institute of Linguistics, named after Baitarsunova, Almaty, Kazakhstan. Please, Madina Kabulovna, floor is yours.
Your turn.
Yes, your turn.
Dear colleagues, can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, let I start my review. First of all, we have some criteria. First criteria, the topic of the dissertation also of the data of approval corresponds to the direction of scientific development and or state programs. The topic of the dissertation, research artificial intelligence as a tool of political communication, application and global forecasting, corresponds to the priority areas of political science development in the Republic of Kazakhstan, as outlined in national programs and regulatory documents, including the strategic development plan of the Republic of Kazakhstan until 2025. The law of informatization of the Republic of Kazakhstan dated November 24, 2015. Second criteria is importance for science. The work does not make a significant contribution to science, and its importance is not well explained. First, high level. Aytolkun Ashimova demonstrated a high level of independence in completing the dissertation research, which certainly indicates a personal contribution for the field of political science and journalism. The scientific results were obtained by the applicant independently, based on theoretical analysis of the works of domestic and foreign scientists, structuring and classifying information, systemic and comparative analysis of the results of international studies, and modeling of political communication. First, the principle of internal unity justified the relevance of the dissertation topic artificial intelligence as tool of political communication, application, and global forecasting is substantiated in comprehensive and well-reasoned manner. They also described the detail the impact of global digitalization and artificial intelligence of the transformation of political communication, both in the international and Kazakhstani context. Reference are provided to strategic documents of the Republic of Kazakhstan. For example, the Strategic Development Plan until 2025, the Law of the Informatization National Project, confirming the importance of the topic at the state level. And in addition, the dynamics of AI development and its impact of political processes are reflected, including the growth of generative technologies and changes in the model of international between government and society. The content of the dissertation reflects the topic of the dissertation, completely reflects. The topic of the dissertation is fully disclosed in the content of the work. The structure of the dissertation is logical and covers all the key aspects of the stated topic. The first chapter is devoted to the historical and theoretical analysis of the development of artificial intelligence in the context of political communication, as well as its role in the media and global governments. The second chapter examines the process of digitalization of the political sphere, as well as the concept and method of computer propaganda, demonstrating the practical application of AI in modern political communication. The third chapter contains a comprehensive analysis of the Kazakhstan context, including an assessment of the current state of AI, the construction of a global predictive model of political communication with AI, and the analysis of an expert survey on the perception of AI in the political process. The work also presents regularity sources, definitions of key terms, and the questionnaire of experts, which confirms the scientific validity and practical focus of the study. Thus, the content of the dissertation is fully consistent with the stated topic. The aim and objective correspondent to the topic of the dissertation correspond. The aim of objective of the dissertation research logically follow from the state topic and cover key aspects: analysis of the impact of AI and political communication, forecasting trends, research of the Kazakhstani and international context. The formulation are specific, justified, and correspond to the direction of scientific research. All sections and provisions of the dissertation are logically interconnected, completely interconnected. Logically interconnected scientific provisions and obtained data reflect the progress and results of solving the task set are subject to a single research methodology. Is general, the dissertation research is structured, characterized by the of the provisions put forward. The new solutions, principal methods proposed by the author and substantiated, evaluated in comparison with no solutions, contains critical analysis. The author has conducted a comprehensive critical analysis of exciting approaches to the use of AI in political communication. The work presents its own conclusions and substantiates new solutions, including a forecast model and adaptation of SWOT and PEST methods to political discourse. A significant contribution in the expert survey among media specialists, political scientists, and data analysts, the result of which reasonably included in the analysis and confirmed the state hypothesis. The author demonstrated scientific independence and a high level of analytical elaboration of the material. Gives criteria the principle of scientific novelty, completely new. The dissertation to the principle of scientific novelty. The dissertation contains new scientifically substantiated theoretical and empirical results, the totality of which of great importance for the development of political science and journalism in Kazakhstan. Main scientific results, theoretical and methodological, for the emergence of artificial intelligence are analyzed. Basic aspects of the digitalization of political propaganda are identified. New means of political communication and social risk associated with the digitalization of public policies are described. Method of using artificial intelligence in the media are made public. The current state of prospect for the development of artificial intelligence in the media of Kazakhstan are determined. A model for global forecasting of the development of political communication with the integration of artificial intelligence based on the experience of Kazakhstan is developed. As the conclusion of the dissertation completely new. The conclusions of the dissertation are completely new, since for the first time in Kazakhstan scientific practice, a comprehensive analysis of the impact of artificial intelligence on political communication has been conducted. An original model of its transformation from linear to interactive and transactional has been developed. SWOT and PEST analysis has been applied to assess the development of AI in the political context of Kazakhstan. The novelty is also confirmed by the results of an expert survey, which revealed a positive perceptions of AI in politics among the professional community. These results have not previously been studied in a comprehensive manner. Technical, technological, economical, or managerial decisions are new and justified, completely new. The dissertation presents completely new and substantiated technical, technological, and managerial solutions. For the first time, a model for forecasting political communication with AI integration has been developed, adapted to the Kazakhstani context. The use of SWOT and PEST analysis allowed for deep assessment of internal and external factors influencing the digital transformation of the political sphere. Methodologically and empirically substantiated conclusions open up opportunities for practical application in public administration, media, and analytics. 6. Validity of key finding. All the main conclusions are based on scientifically sound evidence and all well-founded enough for qualitative study in the humanities and social science. The author applied a comprehensive approach, used theoretical analysis, SWOT and PEST methods, conducted an expert survey and statistical data processing. This ensures the reliability of the results and the validity of the conclusions made. 7. The main provisions submitted for defense. Proven. Provisions first is proven as the use of AI tools in political campaigns is confirmed by numerous studies and real cases such as the activities of Cambridge Analytica. The proposition is not trivial since despite the fact that bots are used, the thesis about the potential transition of AI from intermediary to key role communication is non-trivial statement. The novelty of the proposition requires clarification. The first part about the use of bots is not new, but the forecast about the expansion of AI functions may contain novelty. The level of application is broad since the proposition concerns global trends in political communication. Provision second is proven because the existence of generative AI models, example ChatGPT, and their growing influence on content creation are widely recognized fact. It is not trivial because also the fact of generative AI developed is widely known. The thesis about the increasing complexity of audience interaction with AI content and the emergence of AI assistants for navigation in the media space adds depth to the analysis. The proposition can be considered new because the role of a assistant in media consumption has not yet been sufficiently studied. The level of application is wide since it affects various areas including media, marketing, and education. Provision third is more likely to be proven if it is based on specific thought and past analysis data for Kazakhstan. Without reference to a specific study, its validity can be questioned. It is not trivial communication with an emphasis of the rule of AI adds analytical value. The novelty is moderate since the models themselves are not new, but the adaptation to modern AI technologies can be considered relatively new. The level of application is broad as the provision covers the evolution of media in a global context. 8. Principle of reliability. The principle of reliability in the dissertation is observed. The reliability and validity of the results of the dissertation research is ensured by the validity, consistency of theoretical approaches to the phenomenon under study and compliance with the scientific principles and rules for conducting research widely used in modern political science. The verification for reliability and complementarity. The reliability of the research is also achieved by relying on a sufficient number of foreign and domestic studies on artificial intelligence in the field of political communication. The result of the dissertation work we obtained using modern method of scientific research and method of processing and interpreting data using computer technologies. Yes, the dissertation uses modern methods of scientific research, including historical, philosophical, structural, functional, and comparative analysis, as well as content analysis. The IBM SPSS statistic program was used to process the expert survey data, which ensured the reliability and interpretability of the result using computer technologies and statistical analysis method. Ninth, principle of practical value. The dissertation has theoretical significance. Yes, the work makes a significant contribution to the development of the theoretical foundation of the interaction of artificial intelligence and political communication, proposing new models and approaches confirmed by empirical research and analysis of modern trends. The dissertation has practical significance and there is high probability of applying the obtained results in practice. The development models and recommendation can be used by government agency, media, research centers, and political organizations to improve communication strategies and introduce artificial intelligence into political process, which contributes to increasing the efficiency and relevance of political dialogue. The practical proposals are new, completely new. The practical proposals are completely new as they are based on comprehensive analysis of the impact of artificial intelligence on political communication and media digitalization. The developed models and recommendations take into account modern technological and social trends, which allows them to be effectively applied in the context of the rapid development of digital technologies and a changing political environment. 10. Quality of writing and formatting. High. The quality of academic writing of the dissertation can be assessed as high. The text is structured logically. The argumentation is consistent and supported by scientific data. The academic style used corresponds to the requirements of scientific publications, which contributes to a clear and convincing presentation of the material. 11. Comment of the dissertation. The author demonstrates a high level of knowledge of the topic, which sometimes leads to the text being saturated with terms and concepts. Classification of individual definition would help make the presentation, since a comprehensive analysis of the interaction of the state, business, and population for the implementation of AI as significant and non-obvious idea. Novelty depends on the context. If such studies have not been conducted for Kazakhstan before, the provision can be considered new. The level of application is medium, since it is focused on a specific country, but can be adapted for other developed economies. Provision force is growing since the convergence of traditional media and digital platforms, as well as change in the direction of information flows, widely described in the scientific literature. It is not trivial, since this says about the potential transformation of communication platforms under the influence of AI goes beyond the generally known facts. The novelty of the provision lies in the forecast of a complete change in communication models due to AI, which has not yet been sufficiently studied. The level of application is broad, since concerns global changes in the media environment. Provision 5 is rather proven, since the connection between the development of AI, the transition from campaigning to personalized political marketing is confirmed by a number of studies, but requires deeper empirical testing. It is not trivial, since the opposition of traditional campaigning and individually oriented communication through AI is a meaningful analysis. The novelty of the proposition is high, since the topic of using generative AI to personalize political discourse has not been studied much at. The level of application is average, since the focus on political communication narrows the audience, but the finding may be useful for political scientists and marketers. Provision 6 is proven, since the evolution of communication models, linear, interactive, transactional, corresponds to the historical stage of media development. It is not trivial, despite the popularity of the models themselves, the application to political more accessible to broad scientific audience. This would not only expand the readership, but also enhance the applied significance of the study by more clearly presenting key provisions. 12. The scientific level of the doctoral students' articles on the research topic. The scientific level of the doctoral students' articles can be characterized as high, which is confirmed by a number of aspects. First of all, the articles were published in international and domestic peer-reviewed scientific journals, such as the Journal of Applied Journalism and Media Studies and the Journal of Informational Policy. Including in the Scopus database, which indicated recognition of the quality of the research conducted at the international level. The topic of the articles fully correspond to the direction of the dissertation research, covering both theoretical aspects, the development of artificial intelligence, political communication, media automations. The methodological elaboration of the materials manifested in the use of modern methods of scientific analysis, SWOT and PEST analysis, comparative analysis, expert surveys, and empirical research. It is worth noting separately in the interdisciplinary approach, combining knowledge and methods from media studies, political science, sociology, and information technology, which gives the doctoral student scientific work both novelty and analytical depth. The decision of the official review. Dissertation research of Ashimova et al. Artificial Intelligence as an instrument of political communication, application, and global forecasting is completed scientific research. The work is performed as a high level and application. Ashimova et al. Deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy PhD in the educational program 8D03 202 Media and Communications. Thank you for attention.
Thank you very much, Madina Kabulovna. Please respond comments to the comments and the suggestions of reviewers.
I agree. There were sometimes and in some chapters where I used too much specific terminology, and in the future I will try to add more descriptions and descriptions for the different terminologies. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next, our review, Elira Umirvekna Turdubayeva, PhD, Fulbright Scholar, School of Communication, University of Wyoming, Florida, from the US. So despite that it is a late night, thank you so much for being with us, Elira Umirvekna, and please, you can make it very short, for 5 and 7 minutes.
Just a recommendation.
Yeah, just the recommendations and the conclusions here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. As a member of the Dissertation Defense Committee, I have thoroughly reviewed Ashimov's doctoral work and find it to be significant scholarly contribution that merits the award of the PhD degree. So the strengths of the work, so you say that I can just go to the assessment, yeah? I would like to know the areas for consideration. While the work is of high quality, several areas merit discussion during the defense. First is generalizability, how findings transfer beyond Kazakhstan's specific context, sample representation, addressing gender and geographic distribution in expert survey, because women dominate 69%, and implementation challenge, a realistic assessment of coordination mechanisms given identified systematic issues in Kazakhstan. And significance assessment, this dissertation addresses a critical contemporary challenge at the intersection of technology and democracy. The work's interdisciplinary approach, methodological innovation, and practical applicability represent substantial scholarly achievement appropriate for doctoral level research. My recommendation is that I recommend acceptance of this dissertation and award the Doctor of Philosophy degree to Ashimova. And yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Please, I open the question.
If we talk about the general business, sorry, of the expert survey, I would like to maybe I should have emphasized that the experts were not only from Kazakhstan but also from other countries, including experts from Russia and other Central Asian countries. So because of that, the trend, the expert survey is based. It has some international validity, and the concern that there were more with the female respondents is because the many experts, as well as they're from academic settings, and in academic settings we have generally more female academics and researchers, interestingly. Another concern about the generalization of the study is I used to say that the SWOT and test analysis that was used in the dissertation is actually a good tool to assess AI development in other countries as well. So my dissertation work can be a template that the templates that could be used in other countries, for example, also in Kyrgyzstan. But thank you. In my future works, I'm going to address these issues more specifically.
Thank you, Dr. Konberg. We have one unofficial review, so please, Ольга Юрьевна, can you read it? Yes, yeah.
This unofficial review by Olga Suleimanova, a very famous person here in Kazakhstan, yes. And also this review is quite positive. There are no remarks. It stresses the importance of the topic and also the relevance of it due to AI popularity and AI intervention into different fields of our life, such as economics, also government work, and also everyday life. So in brief, we can just say this one.
Okay, this review, thank you. So the official discussion is complete. We now move to on the general discussion. Who would like to share their opinion? Yeah, let's begin. I can start. Yeah, I would like to emphasize that Aytul Konberg is the first in Kazakhstan to present a study on the topic artificial intelligence as a tool of political communication, applications, and global forecasting for difference in the field of media studies. As I would like to emphasize that it is first in the media studies. This is a highly relevant topic in the modern world, and in my opinion, the work is carried out at the higher scientific level. As a suggestion, I would like to recommend you continue this research in this area in the future, because it is one of the most relevant topic for or timely topic for today. I would like also to note that Aytul Konberg has conducted large-scale and high-quality research, and she is proficient in the several foreign languages. It was helpful for her research studies, and it has valuable experience from international internships. So also, we would like to note that it should be one of the good research for the Kazakhstani media studies to learn about the AI tool, how can you use in political sphere or political communications, and it should be a good opportunity for the young scientists who want to continue this topic in the future. Also, I would like to thank you for the reviewers for their depth assessment of the study. So please, if you have any ideas, any opinions, just general discussions are open.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
First of all, I'm very glad to see all of you, dear members of council. And I know I've been knowing Aytul for many years. We used to work here together as a lecturer and seminar part. Yeah, we worked with Afghan guys, also with Tajik guys, Vietnamese girls. Yeah, we studied in this faculty. I know her in very good way also only because as a scientist, as a lecturer, she was wonderful. We have a lot of feedback from foreign students. She's a favorite professor of foreign students, and I think I believe that the next generation of scientists after, of course, our great allies and professor should be as Aytul because she's very into science. She's in education. She grew up in this environment. So that's I think I believe that if we today give her the opportunity to get PhD level, the Kazakhstani science will become more, I think, brighter. We are become with one more bright scientific figure. Aytolkun, I wish you best of luck. Yeah, you did so many works, you did so many studies in this aspect, and just recommendation, I would like to say that AI, it's very general. So maybe in this topic, I wanted to hear more specific. Yeah, because right now is even ChatGPT is not only one. We have Gemini, we have Perplexity, we have Claude, a lot of stuff, and each one has its own specific opportunities and ups and downs. So in the political communication also, yeah, some of them are suitable, some of them are not. So why I was asking the question about eGov, because in Kazakhstan, the level of the digitalization and the integration of AI and electronic government are the main highlight, I think I would like to say. So that's why, yeah, the topic is very relevant and the discussion was very good. So good luck.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sultan. Any other ideas, opinions, please? Yeah.
Dear colleagues, let me express my opinion. I think that I found this dissertation very interesting and very well, good executed. And my question was about the approach to general theory of political communication in the modern world. And I found that this work is maybe, from my point of view, too optimistic and too enthusiastic about this technology. But I think it's a possible approach, and I'd like to advise to be more to try to be more objective and try to find more well grounded facts and reasons to express your points of view. So I think that this is a good dissertation and I support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilya Anatольевич. Other opinion? Online, offline? Yeah, please, Dr. Abbas.
Thank you very much. I know future Dr. for about 2 years, and last year we have been working on one research. We were supposed to publish this Scopus. We submitted, waiting for outcome, and I believe, again, I would like to highlight according to criteria, it's novelty of the topic, also interesting way she collected materials, because she has, again, many people highlighted knowledge of several languages. She collected the references, books and articles from different sources, including a lot of sources from foreign languages. And she mentioned on a couple of occasions about case of Kazakhstan. I just wondering why she didn't introduce like maybe case study of Kazakhstan, case study into her dissertation. That's one question. And number two, you very often mention two applications. One is ChatGPT and one second DALL. Yeah. What do you think? That's just a personal question. What are the most popular AI tools in Kazakhstan in general in terms of political communication?
In terms of political, well, I didn't use mention case studies because the whole SWOT and PES analysis is a case study of. So I use small case studies to do the analytical tool. So I decided not to focus on one particular one, but I will consider it in the future. And of course, today I mentioned ChatGPT and DALL-E because that ones that we know the most.
Famous.
Yes, but and in the future I'm planning to actually use my next research paper is dedicated to the differences in genders how AI used by female and male, what I'm going to do, students in creative professions. Because my Scopus is actually is dedicated, the published Scopus is dedicated for the difference of audience perception in Kazakhstan. The big difference is I think still ChatGPT, because it is most popular one and the most popularized and marketed one, that is why it is still going to be the most popular among people, and that is why it is mostly going to be used for as a tool of political communication, I think, in content creation. And the interesting thing is the trends that I'm seeing, especially this few months, is more and more people is actually paying to use ChatGPT, to using these payable tools to make pictures, to make videos, to have the in-depth analysis. So that is actually a big difference with other digital trends, because I don't think that we ever would be paying for example, Google search. Yes, and I'm not. I don't believe that we would be paying for social media, but AI is proven to be such an important tool, and not only AI. There are Grammarly, yes, that we know that looks at this. There is like very interesting programs like Notebook LM. Many of them I did not mention because I was so afraid that if I mention one and then it's going to get like lost popularity, my dissertation work is going to be very dated, yes, and very confined by the time of now. That is why I try to be to make it a little bit more broad. But yes, the trend is showing that people not only using it, but they are willing to pay and participate and give their own data to, yes, the subscription models to keep using it for even better tools.
Right.
Okay, thank you. I think it is enough. We can complete our general discussion, and now we proceed to the secret ballot. So please, I kindly ask everyone, except the members of the dissertation council, to leave the room. Yes, including the candidate. Yes. So, yeah, Lila, please send the voting link with the mail address.
We have sent
Okay.
the voting link to our comment chat and WhatsApp.
Obviously, it's a huge success. in the
It's
field.
shown on the screen.
Yes.
Really.
Please, yeah.
Points.
Just you will follow the link and choose from one of the 4 decisions. First will be award the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and the next return to dissertation for revision. Third, recommend the second defense, and the fourth reject the awarding of the degree.
So you should choose one of them.
Okay.
Okay, so it's now it's time for voting.
Yeah.
Yeah, please
Okay,
start.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool, okay. Okay.
If you need my assistance, please just raise your
Yeah.
hand and I will comment.
Okay, that's done.
I did already.
It works.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see.
This one. Send a screen chat.
This one is the sheet.
Just a minute. Please check how many people are voted.
Wi-Fi есть?
Должно быть 10 сказано.
Должны быть айфон, вот. Айфон такой. Ага.
Yeah.
Нет, еще не было. Вот тебе пошло. Ага.
Anyway, it could be done.
This.
Да, с декабря. А я их люблю, да. Я смотрю, как они. Лучше ребенок говорит.
Just a minute, you're waiting for the results.
Just one more.
One more.
Yeah.
Вы сами это Лилировна. Вы сами, да.
Mine was recorded.
Окей,
It's
мои
recorded.
Yes.
Recorded, yes.
I-
Recorded.
Yeah, I sent the screenshot to the chat. Yes. You can
There is no doubt.
100% right.
Caroline, speak on
Is everything
okay?
I did it, yes.
Strange.
8 response. It's supposed to be 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be.
Okay.
Shaulia Maksutova, have you done it?
Yeah, I have done.
Thank you. Okay,
No, it's 9 now.
just right now. Thank you.
I can just introduce those.
Okay,
Okay, please. How much is GPT model?
I think it's different level. It's right now, it's not in that level. Let's talk about relative. It's
Can you give us?
keep. Okay, so keep.
There's Lilировna,
That's
could you announce the
Let's
results?
say that a couple of years ago, she was ChatGPT was a
so
kid.
dear
Now
colleagues,
it's a teenager.
here you can see the results. Secret ballot. We have voted for and against. There were 9 members of our council today, and congratulations, as you can see here, unanimously. 100%. Congratulations.
Okay, based on the defense and the voting results, I welcome Direktazay Shrimova is awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in the educational program 8D 03202, Media and Communications. Congratulations. So, dear colleagues, you now need to approve the final conclusions. So I think you already have the qualification criteria, yeah, of the certification, and please, Lilировna, could you,
So let us work with qualification parameters, dear colleagues. First of all, about these results, which option will we choose? 1.1, thesis solves the main problems of the relevant field of education. And 1.2, thesis solves significant scientific, social, cultural, economic, or political problems. Which one is appropriate for this thesis? Probably 1.1.
Да.
Please. You can choose from the first 1.1 and 1.1.
1.2.
What is your suggestion? First 1.1 or 1.2?
Your suggestion, dear committee members? Please. Probably 1.1.
You're right.
Okay, you agree? Yeah.
Yes.
About the novelty of the thesis results. First of all, they are new,
Yeah.
1.1 new. Some of results are not new, 2.2, and also 2.3. Most of the results is not new. But there is no doubt that they are new. Yeah, so 2.1.
Right.
Okay. The value of the thesis results.
3.1.
Why? Yeah.
Mhm.
No doubt. Yes,
Yes.
and unanimously.
Yes.
Part 4. The thesis topic corresponds with planned research studies. It is in accordance with the priority areas of the research study. It corresponds to the government programs. It is an initiative work. Probably 4.1. Because in case of 4.2, we should show the projects.
Okay.
Yeah. Number 5, thesis results implementation should be implemented at the international level with licenses, appropriate licenses, international grants. 5.2 should be implemented at the cross-sectoral level. 5.3 should be implemented on an industry scale, and 5.4 should be implemented within the organization.
5.4.
Right, I think so. Is it at the beginning level? Yeah.
Number 1 or number 2?
Number
one?
4.
Number 4,
Grateful.
within the organization, just narrow.
Because it's just right now it's a very fresh work, and we are talking about AI, and it's upgrading, it's improving by days, by hours. So right now with organization level, later we can go.
Just,
We can do 5.3 for 5.4. Both of them are prepared.
5.3.
Yeah, maybe
Okay.
5.4, I don't know.
Yeah. With the higher education.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
5.1.
5.3.
Okay.
And part 6, recommendations for the wide application of the results of dissertation. Oh, okay. So the wide importance is irrelevant. 6.1, thesis results require extended application. Thesis results does not require an extended application. 6.1.
One, I think one.
Just like one.
Thank you.
Okay.
So let's vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Full support.
Okay. Approve. Unanimous, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Want us to
Yeah,
submit?
so let us know, or maybe either for the candidate or for the final remarks, just for 3 minutes. You can go. Yeah. Okay. Very short, please.
Final remarks for me.
Yes.
Thank you for the opportunity. I actually did not, I thought about all the organizational moments, but this one. But I would like to say that I'm very grateful for this opportunity. I'm very grateful that I'm to be nominated for the degree of PhD students. Not just because of the honor, but because using this opportunity, I'm hopeful that that I'm going to use it as a step for more interesting and in-depth study. So today, my dissertation work for me is just the beginning, and hopefully I can base my future studies on that and do more significant and more interesting and more personalized and more focused work in the future. And hopefully I can do more scientific contribution for the academic field in our country, in our university, and maybe one day globally. Thank you that this journey, as we all know each other, that you've been here together alongside my journey. I'm very emotional, and hopefully we can continue this journey together in the future.
Thank you so much, also for Mirkoza, and thank you, all of you, for that productive work, and it was fruitful work. I wish that our work should be continue in the future. So our meeting for today is declared closed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mhm.